Good evening, welcome to F2. I was on the podium in F3. Zuchel won the race. Interesting things happening. Well, Ronan actually won the race, but Zuchel's going to report him to get a penalty. Anyway, good evening, everybody. I have no yeast this evening, as he has gone to... I don't even know what he's doing, to be honest. Maybe he's talking to some Brazilian women or something. Whatever yeasts do. But... Where is yeast, actually? Right, anyway. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Happy weekend. Happy Friday. It is that time of the week again. There he is. The Ken. Where are you, Yeast? Why are you not here? Anyway, Lugoats, we are riding on board with him through Sector 2 in Mexico. What a crazy track. A very high tire deg in this fantastically high circuit as well. I think it's like 2,000 meters or something above sea level. Or 1,000 meters, whatever, some stupid number. Anyway, Alex Carrick is the top driver, even though nobody's sat a lap just yet. Excuse me, 18 drivers on the grid. Bjorn Rasmussen wants an invite. The angry Danish driver. Andrei Feschenko has joined. Andrei, what the fuck are you doing here? How do I invite Bjorn? Where is he? There's some glitch in this game where like people are just not appearing online. As we in the background see the Alpine on the main straight. I have so many people, I have so many friends in this game who just don't play this game anymore. He's gonna be like, where is he? Next page, okay. I don't see this guy anywhere. Is he not angry Danish driver? Budweiser, ERO, Ursus? Who the hell are these people? Well, anyway, Lugoats has gone a mile off the track. Rob Knable is currently in P1. Johnny Racer is in P2. Why is Parc Ferme on? It should not be. If Parc Ferme is indeed on... it will be a restart after qualifying. Right, so Maritab Ali, who we've discovered is about 60 years of age, is climbing his way through the beautiful stadium section here. And that's Alex Carrick. That's not Alex Carrick. As we see Maritep going P6. Nordic Sim Racer, Mr. Joel Harris. Yes, Alex. If Parc Ferme is on, there will be a restart. If it's on, I'm tired. It's been a long week. What is this report by Zucho? Ronan back to Jurassic Park. 10 minutes to go in qualifying. It's awfully quiet with yeast around here, isn't it? Sam Kent has retired from the session as well. Andrei Feschenko is going to be very slowly doing a lap here, otherwise he's going to be very quickly booted out of ERO. Well, there's a lot of lag. Oh, am I downloading something? No, I'm not. So what's all this lag in the server? 20 drivers on the grid, a full house, as Luis Salguero has joined. Actually, hold on a second. Bjorn is meant to be in this lobby. As Alex Courtois is asking. As the amount of people that are messaging me at the moment saying they're going to be reporting some drivers. What the hell has Rob Knable just done? We've literally just tuned in at the exit of turn 3. He's after just going straight into a wall. What the fuck was that, you silly sausage? Anyway, Andrei Feschenko thinks about it before setting a lap. Axel Foley is in the pits trying to get us set up. Alex Carrick is sitting in P10 currently as he is making an attempt at a hot lap. As apparently in F3... Oh, yes, that is correct. Right, anyway, getting back to the topic at hand here. So, 8 minutes to go. Rob Knable currently sitting in P1. Where is Ricardo? Ricardo's in P5. Where is Maritab? He's in P7. Where is Sam? Oh, he's all the way in the Shadowlands. I think Sam is a quali ban, maybe. Let me just check the results. I never even checked the decisions from F2 at the end. Yeah, he got 2 quali bans. Okay, fair enough. Right, so we're just sorting stuff out here. Anyway, so unofficial results for... I can't believe we're 5 races into this season already. Yes, Jean, I know. I know. No use, no party. Anyway, getting back to things. Good evening, Louis Saligero. So, I hope you've all had a nice week. It's been quite hectic for myself. It's been a busy week. So I'm quite tired. Speaking of Ricardo, he does go on to provisional pole by just under 1/10 of a second. Rob Knable having this renaissance, this Oscar Piastri-like second half of this, well, first half of the season. You know, he's really banging in the consistent results. Hopefully he gets a win towards the end of the season, as it is really a 3-horse race for the title now between Ricardo, Maritab, and Sam Kent. Sam Kent, who's got 2 qualifying mats. As Andrei Feschenko, why are you setting laps? Why are you setting laps? You were told not to set laps. Well, oh god. Oh. Right. Anyway, Andre, I have to give out to you now because you were told not to settle up. Okay. Andre says he sets a lap because he can. Anyway, 3.5 minutes to go in qualifying. It's going to get exciting, I think. As Mark Anderson, sitting down in P17, he hasn't set a reflective lap. Interestingly enough, Joel Harris, he's not setting a very quick lap either. Axel Foley, who's complained about the tyre deg around here, is currently in P15. Keza, who is friends with Mr. Kent, is in P14. Alex Carrick in P13. Sparrow, then Edzak, then Maritap, then David, last week's winner, who famously asked me to drop down to F3. He was exposed. His screenshots were exposed afterwards, but only because it was the most ridiculous request we have seen this half of the year. And we were not standing for in ERO Towers. While we do sometimes make incorrect allocations of drivers, it's never intentional. And David Ann being in F3 would be an intentional misallocation of a driver. It is unfortunate. Poor Ivan Belov is having a rough time as well. Ivan, we love you. Bjorn Rasmussen has texted me about 4 times about he is going to be late, and did indeed turn up late. Good job, Bjorn. Right, it's Friday night. It's Black Friday, actually. Have you bought anything? Has anybody bought anything? Anybody bought anything interesting? I don't want to tell people what I was considering to buy for Black Friday because I think I'm pretty sad. But anyway, 1 minute 30 left on the clock. Ricardo is in P1. Rob Knable is in P2. Then Johnny Racer is in P3. Right, Johnny Racer is one of the GT7 alumni in this server. He's a good start first season in F1 in ERO. And then the dildo who stepped in for comms in F3 has invalidated his lap. Then we have Lou Goetz, who, I don't know, Louis showed some good pace at one point, and then I don't know what happened. Something got injured, or someone got injured, or a wheel blew up, or something, whatever. Regan McKinnon, who sandbagged his way into F2. Carl Whiteside, he's a nice guy. I like Carl. David Ann, no words need to be said. Then the 75-year-old Maritab Ali, who's being roasted by Sam Kent. Edgar Phillips in the kick server. This better be a good race, boys. I want to see some interesting strategies. Sparrow Maltby, Stockport's very own commentator, driver. They can do it all. Keza, I still don't know who you are, mate. Axel Foley, then, as Johnny Racer goes even faster than Andrei Feschenko. Well, Johnny Racer, you're driving your way out of here. As Ricardo goes even faster as well. Interesting. Those boys, their laps, that's their qualifying done. Who else is going to be done? We got Sauber crossing the line now. That is Edzak. And he's going to be starting his last lap. Mercedes also in there. We got a Ferrari coming around. Is that Joel Harris? It is Joel Harris. He's starting his last lap. And we're right on board with Joel as he drifts through turn 1. And now, Carl Whiteside is making it moves. Anybody about to cross the line? There's a few people starting. It's just the clock has run dry, and there's going to be a Red Bull first. Is that Regan McKinnon? Where does he go? He stays in P9. Cracks across the line. Is it Maritab Ali? It is Maritab Ali, and he goes on to pole. Now next across the line was an Aston Martin, somebody else. We didn't see where they ended up. There's a Mercedes next. Is that going to be Sparrow Maltby? It is indeed. Sparrow goes P15. Axel Foley beats him. Oh, Johnny Racers. Andrei Feschenko says, fuck you all, I'm going to go fastest. He goes, well, makeshift pole position. Now it's up to this man he's done. Who's left? Is it Keza? Well, no, he's done as well. Oh, okay, well, that's an anticlimax. Maritab Ali on pole position here in Mexico. Ricardo can only manage third. Johnny Racer in second. That's a surprise. Rob Knable, after an impressive start, now goes P7 or P6. As David Ann he's already got the pitchforks out. He can only manage P13. The tears have already started here. I love it. This is just great, this toxicity. It's fantastic. F2, the second Friday night here, always produces a banger of a chat afterwards. The chat is always kicking off, it has to be said. Ipswich are playing tonight, apparently. Okay. Sparrow is not happy with their setup. Anyway, it's Maritab in P1, then Johnny Racer in P2, Ricardo and Alex in P3 and P4, Lugot's in P5. See, he can produce a good lap. Rob Knable P6, Mark Anderson in P7, then the Wolf, then Edzak, then Regan, Carl, David, Sparrow, Axel, Keza, Joel Harris, and I think then it was Sam and Lad. There is a restart. Just retire. Do not leave. What are these two doing? What are these two doing? Well, we've had a restart eventually. As Aaron Stone is bantering away with his boyfriends in the chat, we're just going to wait for Sparrow just to fix the settings. Oh, okay. Now, get in your correct cars, please. Andre, out. Right, so we're just waiting for Sparrow just to set the grid, and then we will be underway. Yeah, it's going to be a... Well, if it ever does get in the way... As we're about to get underway, finally. Right, let's try this again, shall we? Right, so F2 getting underway for the second time this evening. The first time obviously didn't really count. And round 5 is underway. Who gets the best start? Will it be Maritab? Will it be Johnny? And Johnny gets a really good start there. And he's already ahead of Maritab. Where is Ricardo going to be? He's going to be behind them. Rob Knable coming up the outside. And Maritab coming back at Johnny here into turn 1. And he takes the position. But Johnny not giving this one up just yet. Nobody dying as of turn 1. What's going to happen into turn 2? We see loads of drivers changing positions, but everyone seems to be reasonably okay. Andrei Frasenko back at the back, but that's normal. Aaron Stone and David Ann fighting here into turn 4 as we go now into a tricky break into almost 3 wide here between the Williams, Aston Martin and the Red Bull. We see the Red Bull go off the track, but everyone's still looking to be keeping it relatively safe. As you get a lovely camera angle there. And that is the opening few corners done, the opening sector done. Maritab going to report the Johnny overtake. Interesting take from Yeast there as he's watching at the Ipswich grounds. Keza and Carl Whiteside are fighting on the back of the track. Woj, I am commenting. I cannot listen to you talk about incel stuff about women. Maritab now leading the way after the one lap. Johnny Racer's contact between him and Blaggy Racer. The two racers come together. Oh my god. And that's going to set Johnny Racer back all the way down to P5 as there's a Red Bull of Ricardo. He's struggling now. Maritab setting the fastest lap of the race naturally. And now the two Saubers are closing in on each other. Or converging, should we say. Ricardo just sitting in behind waiting for his moment. It looks like Johnny's not got a very fast or draggy setup. And out of nowhere comes the dildo. Well, there's a lot of ghosting here. There's a lot of ghosting here. What's going on? David Ann waiting in the wings as you see a Ferrari going off the track there. Aaron Stone is on the charge. He's burning through those tires like they're going out of fashion. Whoa, okay. And then Alex and Joel Harris fighting side by side. Joel, who likes to not give it up, you know, even when he should. Trying the outside move here, not getting a lot of space, just about enough. That's hard but fair racing by Mr. Alex. As further up the field, Lugotsa has had a moment. He's dropping like a stone. He must have had a bad S section. Regan McKinnon, 2 laps in. How could you get a penalty already, sir? Ricardo and Luis now are fighting side by side. It was a bit of hard racing there by Ricardo, shoving him off the track. And then Lugotsa just returning the favour by diving into this beautiful stadium section here. We haven't even had a chance to check anyone's tyres as of yet. Maritab's setting another fastest lap, and he's 2 seconds clear of Rob Knable. It's not looking good for you, Maritab, I must say so. I think the Vultures are right. Mark Anderson is up 5 positions. Wow, that's a great start from him. Alex Carrick down 10. Johnny down 4 after that incident with Rob. Ricardo also down 4. David Ann up 4. He's on another charge for a chance to win back-to-back races. Not many people do that anymore. It used to be quite common in the old days when the games were... Well, I don't know if I want to say easier, because it's not about being easier. Just they were more solvable. Anyway, Ed Zach also quietly having a good start to this race, up 5 positions. Right. And Alex Carrick is dropping back even further now. And let's just look at the tyres. The whole field agreed that mediums are the best tyre to start off on. There was 4 double yellow flag situations in F3, 2 VS. I think there was actually 5. I think there was 1 safety car and then 4 VSEs. But there's at least 4 incidents anyway. The first one happened before even the first corner, so God only knows what happened there. Regan McKinnon and Sparrow fighting here now in the depths of this lap. As Mark Anderson setting the fastest lap of the race. This brother is on a charge. And here we are riding on board with Sparrow Maltby as Ricardo goes even faster. Riding on board with Sparrow Maltby as they are going to look to make a move into turn 1. And Lugotsa is just a sitting duck here. There's nothing he can do with that DRS. And just like that, he is up 2. Well, they're both up 2 positions. And Sparrow's dropping now. I think it's a bad exit. Or he's just about the DRS. Okay. So back up the front, Mark Anderson is currently just over a second and a third away. Well, just under a second and a third away from Maritab Ali. Rob Knable is behind them, and then Ed Zach in P4. The Dildo comfortably riding along in P5 with Johnny Racer after that impressive start being clipped short, as Joel Harris is our second driver to get a track limit penalty. I don't know if we're racing in Canada this season, I can't remember, but Axel Foley's gone, and that is the safety car. Does anyone pit? I think it's a bit premature to consider pitting now. It's very premature, and well, I say that, but then Aaron Stone dives in. Someone's already taken the brake marker board off of the pit entry. Regan McKinnon also in. So these boys have wing damage. Lugotsa and Sparrow and Carl, Keza, Kent. Everyone's into the pits. Just Andrei Feschenko, who's not. Oh, God. Andrei's about to cause some chaos now in a second. Andrei, who's just been kind of riding along in his own race, is a silent spectator. He does our standings as well. But yes, so after 4 laps of racing, Maritab Ali is going to lead us away on the safety car. Then Mark Anderson's hanging around, and then Rob Knable. I think Rob's going to get a penalty if Johnny reports him for that lap 1 incident. Luis Saligiero moving up a position due to David Ann pitting. But it looks like Luis is also pitted as well. He looks like he's well in another set of mediums. Well, that's risky business. That's very risky business. He's going to need a long stint in those mediums, maybe 11, 10, 12 laps or something. 11 or 12 laps, I'd say. Just to make it sure that the hards can go to the end. Hards can do about 22, 23 laps. After that, they become unusable. as we are going around for another lap under safety car. Axel is telling me he's not enjoying this game. Maritab Ali leading the way. As the safety car will be in this lap. And Maritab will get us underway. So this will extend the life of the medium runners. Now it does open the potential or the possibility of a one-stop race, and that's why I think everyone pitting now is a bit premature. The top five have kind of got what I mean by that, because they can extend these mediums maybe another few more laps, maybe to lap 15, maybe lap 16. You know, if they're good with their management. As Maritab's gone underway, and Johnny Racer is getting it on here, and Regan and Leon. Ricardo's dropping like a stone. Well, and this is the thing, if you pit now already, you're committing yourself to the two-stop. There's no other way around it. As we see into turn 1, we see Aaron Stone just bowling ball his way around the place. And who is that? That's Sparrow Maltby. Wow, that was some move. As Ricardo having all sorts of moments here. As Andrei Feschenko is... I don't know what Andrei is doing in this race. He's meant to be... He's not even meant to be in the race. Get out of the way, Andrei. Well, I suppose he can't really at this moment in time. He's kind of stuck in this train. But moving down the field, we have David Ann and Keza and Sally Guerrero all fighting. As this is going to be close between the Williams and the Ferrari. But all safe is there. Keza with a 3-second time penalty. He's our third driver of the day. Yeah, track limits infringement. 3 times and you get one. Joel Harrison, Bjorn Rasmussen fighting along, as Aaron Stone is now at the back of the pack. What happened there? Well, it's all kind of going, it's all happening here at the moment, as Rob Knable is staying with Mr. Maritab as we enter into lap 8 of 36. So we're going to be at the quarter mark now in just a second. And right behind Rob is Edzak. Andre, get out of the way, bro. Oh, he actually... Oh, bless him. Oh, bless him. He listened to me. Oh, Andre, you're so cute. Oh, he's so adorable. Oh, we need to protect Andrei Feschenko. He's one of the nicest guys in the world. Oh. I know you can hear me as well, Andre. Give us a little shake. Give us a little wheel shake there. Little wheel shake for the crowd. Oh, he's not happy with me now. Oh. Ah, there it is. Yes! Please don't spin. Okay, David Ann, next driver to get a 3-second time penalty for track limits. There's loads of drivers changing positions here, as Lugo is right on the hole of Johnny Racer, and Johnny Racer almost has a moment there. I can't tell if that's lag or what. There's a bit of desync in the lobby here, but Lugo has gone ahead. Edzak is in P3 now. Rob Knable staying with Maritab, as he has a horrible, horrible turn 1. And turns 2 and 3 weren't too bad, but he's lost the DRS now to Maritab because of that. Edzak right on his tail, and Lugots and Sparrow hunting them down as well. As always, it's never boring around here. We're in lap 9 of 36 as Sparrow decides to make their own track limits. Edzak really close here to the back of Rob, and Rob is floating around the DRS mark. He does have DRS. Maritab's used a lot of his battery though, so he's going to be vulnerable, and Rob Knable is gaining now. Very easy to recharge battery in this track. I found Sparrow is an extra driver to get a 3-second time penalty. That's our 5th so far. Very easy to gain regain battery in this track here, and Rob does have DRS. He's just choosing to just stay on the fringes, to not really use too much. Wants to stay within DRS, but that's really the height of it. As Edzak now as well, similar thing. Edzak's recharging that battery. Sparrow and P4. We see David and Ricardo fighting, along with Regan McKinnon. Regan, who has just sandbagged his way into F2. I don't know how Regan is in here. As Johnny Racer has went into the pits, and he's come out in a fresh set of hards. Another driver committing to the 2-stop. Now we're going to see what Rob, Edzak and Maritab all do. Ricardo's another candidate for as well. So are they going to go for the 1-stop? That's the question. As there's a yellow flag in Sector 2, and that is between Aaron and Alex, as Johnny gets a 3-second time penalty. So now 6 drivers with time infringements, or track limit infringements, should I say, as in 25 laps time, I will be watching Stranger Things. Ugh. This last season better deliver. I don't even know what's happening in that show anymore. As I'm just quickly doing an allocation here. Anyway, back into it as we see Maritab and Rob both dive into bits. Edzak's extending that a little bit longer. How much is that going to cost him later on down the line? Sparrow is now going to make a move into turn 1, and it wasn't really much of a move. It was very straightforward. Now, that puts as a yellow flag now. Someone's parked. Is Bjorn. Please put the assists on, Bjorn. Just please. I don't know what the obsession you and Nick Hill have about not racing with assists in this game. Right, anyway, where were we? So, Regan is now tipping along here in P4, sandbagging his way into P4. Ricardo is in P5. Interestingly enough, I think they've stopped a little bit too early. Yellow flag now in Sector 2. It looks to be Bjorn Rasmussen, who is watching everybody. Bjorn, just stick the assists on, my brother. As things are quieting down in the race now, Sparrow won't be leading us the way. David Ann is somehow in P2. I don't understand. Lugo's with a 3-second time penalty. Then followed by Regan and then Ricardo. Carl's quietly in P5 as well. So all those early stoppers, they are... Well, as Bjorn has retired in the pits... All those early stoppers are now paying dividends as they've got the fresher, faster tyres. But the likes of Ricardo and Rob are now playing completely different strategies to the rest of the pack. As Joel Harris gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. We've lost 2 drivers here, and we see a move by by Mark Anderson on Carl Whiteside. Sam Kent is not too far behind, and these quartet of drivers going through this beautiful stadium section, all racing away here, and then you've got Keza behind as well. So, where is Maritab though? Because Maritab is actually, well, Maritab's behind Rob first of all. Joel Harris is gone. He's had enough of this evening. But anyway, like I was saying, Maritab is behind Rob. Now, Rob has went on another set of mediums. Maritab's probably went on the hards. He's probably going to try and go to the end. So, Rob committing to the 2-stop. Maritab committing to maybe, well, potentially giving himself options here. But he's looking like a candidate for the 1-stop. Remember, mediums degrade very severely and quickly on this track. You get about 4 decent laps of racing out of them, and then you're into conservation mode. Maybe 5, but anyway, so Ricardo definitely on the 1-stop. That is a guarantee, I can tell you that now. And it's probably going to do him wonders. Because now, even if he pits now, he's still going to come out just around behind the 2 guys, Maritab and Edzak. Edzak gets a 3-second time penalty and ruins his great race up to this point. Good job. Anyway, back up the front, Regan McKinnon is rapidly closing on David Ann with the assist of DRS and gets the move done before the overtaking zone. Right, anyway, so Ricardo finally into the pits. As Andre setting the fastest lap. But he'll know how to fix those standings in there. As he is the editor, as we're into lap 16 of 36. Sparrow still leading the way. As we just saw someone off there. I think it was Lugo's. But anyway, Sparrow leading the way comfortably. He's 4 seconds ahead of David Ann. As Lugo's gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Is that his evening done? Yes, it is. 4 drivers down, 16 to go. So, Sparrow is comfortable as anything here. And let's just look at the distance between himself and the likes of Ricardo. So Sparrow is 29 seconds ahead of Ricardo. So like it's a real tricky one here because he has to go another 10 laps at least. So 29.7. Well, 29.6.5. But that's already, wow, it's dropped there. It's dropping loads. It's actually, no, it's getting quite stagnant. Wow. Right, a Sparrow kind of run their own race. Anyway, behind them is Regan and Mark. Or, yes, who are they? Very close to each other. And Carl Whiteside waiting in the wings. Sam Kent, who started on the back of the grid with a qualifying ban, is in P5. Then it's Keza, then it's Alex, then it's Rob, who, interestingly enough, is definitely on the 2-stop. It looks like all these drivers ahead of us, they're all going to have to pit again. Ahead of Rob, we're all going to have to pit again, no doubt about it. Maritab, Edzak, David Ann's just come in for a new set of hards. That's his going to be last stop. Johnny and Ricardo all on the 1-stop. Ricardo is the one who've done it the best, I think. And he's eaten about a second into the leader's time. So the point here is if Sparrow wants to stay ahead of Ricardo, who is the main threat, so to speak, for being undercut, because he's obviously going to be the fastest man on the track with those tyres, as Rob gets past Alex, does he pit now? Another interesting conundrum here is that because Rob is 18 seconds behind now and he needs to stop again, he's kind of self-sabotaged in my opinion. Johnny Racer and Edzak fighting as David Ann is dropping positions. Must be due to the DRS. Well, saying that, he's taken 2 seconds out of Sparrow's time. As Keza, Johnny, Mark, everyone getting time penalties now apparently, so that's news to me. As Ricardo has overtaken Johnny, there seems to be a lot of lag in this lobby or something because it's just jumping everywhere. And Keza into the pits for their last stop of the race. As we are over half race distance, Spar Malpi still leading the way. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. I don't think it's anything of note. I think it's just maybe just for the pits or something. Not really a whole lot happening now at the moment as things begin to settle down. Sam Kent is quietly in P5 here. Now, obviously, he still has to pit again, but quietly he has put himself into P5. Now, if you're Sam here, I like pitting now. I really like it now. Yes, you're going to lose track position to the likes of Maritab and David, but Regan McKinnon is listening to me, obviously. It's a good time for these guys to pit now. Sam is listening to me as well. It's a good time to pit now. The leaders aren't coming in. Their tyres are going to be really, really old. Undercut is going to be very, very strong now. So for those 14, 15 lap runners, now is a great, great time to pit. And watch how much Sam gains here. He's actually changing a wing as well. Okay. Interesting that he does that too. Well, I wonder when he got the damage, more likely to be the question. Johnny Racer with a 10-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Oh, he's done. Oh, that's unfortunate for Johnny. He was having such a good race at the start until he had that incident with Rob Knable. Rob here, another interesting candidate to pit now. Okay, so Sam is 40 seconds, 40 and a half seconds away from Sparrow. But let's just see what happens now when he starts pumping in these times. Let's just see. A Sparrow must also be listening to the stream, as they have responded by pitting as well. And that puts Mark Anderson up into P1. Mark electing to go a little while longer along with Carl. I'm assuming Mark, Carl, Aaron and David are all in the same party. Just licking each other's bumholes. But anyway, Maritab, Rob up to P3, P4 respectively. Sparrow only losing a few positions here. Just about loses out to David, but doesn't lose out to anybody else. That's going to be a blessing in disguise for them. So David's on those older tyres. And just like that, F2 looks really, really wide open. There's no runaway guy here. Yes, Maritab was quickest at one point. But if it's a safety car now, he has to pit, Maritab. David and, Mark and Carl are in a great spot if a safety car comes. Sam is in a good spot. Look how much time he's gained. He's gained 6 seconds on these leaders since pitting. And who else has to pit again? Aaron's going to have to pit. Alex is going to have to pit. Well, Andre's not really a factor. Okay, so a lot of the field, at least 5 more drivers have to pit, and that puts at least Sam into P9. With no penalties, probably P7. Minus Andre, P6. It's looking good for Mr. Kent. Kent is on the up. Ricardo, another man who's on the up as well. He's only 16 seconds away from the leader as Rob Knable comes in now for his final stop. And speaking of Ricardo, setting the fastest lap of the race on 6-lap old hards. So, Carl is closing in on his buddy Mark, as we're going to go to a close finish here with 14 or so laps to go in Mexico. And Sparrow now fighting with David, and this is going to bring Ricardo right into it here, and this just plays into Ricardo's hands. As Sparrow, well, the danger here as well is that if Ricardo gets caught up with these two squabbling, that he loses a lot of time to the people in front. Interestingly enough as well, though, is that David's about to be overtaken by both these drivers. David has to kind of run to the end here, and he's really, really going to struggle in that final stint. Maritab, another one who's going to, he's kind of in between whether to pit or not, because those tires are going to be 24 laps old. I mean, it's doable to make it to the end, but it's going to be awful. And there's going to be a lot of slipping and sliding. David's used all of his battery. Sparrow and Ricardo, both of them have loads of battery left. Regan McKinnon on a charge on those fresh tires as well. And Sparrow's going to make the move into turn 1. Gets it done. Ricardo still just waiting in the wings. Not really getting a great exit there, though, was David. And here comes Ricardo for the double overtake. Oh, there's contact there, and that was dangerous by Ricardo. That was dangerous there. And Sparrow just comes back onto the track and launches into him. And Ricardo gets past them both there. I'm not sure how happy I'd be if I was David there now. There was just no need for it. But anyway, Ricardo up to P4 with the net lead of the race, unless Maritab Ali decides to stay out. So the big 3, it used to be a big 4 with Yeast, but Yeast has buggered off to bloody watch Ipswich play or something. Right, so Mark and what are Mark and Carl doing here? What's the strategy? They're going to go on to mediums at the end here, I'd say. So they're going to try and stretch these tyres out at least 2 more laps. As David gets another penalty. Maritab is gaining in on him as well. And what's the strategy for him? It's going to be close for him at the end. David with another penalty. And David's gone. Interesting. Interesting. That's going to raise suspicions with the stewards. That's going to raise a lot of questions with the stewards. I would like to see footage, as that was perfectly timed for one Mark Anderson. To come in. Are we seeing shades of Max Jr. Brzezinski and Callum Ogden? Well, I don't know, but Mark Anderson now is a net P5. In what could only be described as a perfectly timed safety car for him. Okay, we'll let David off, as he's explained these issues to me before in the past, but it can't be denied that benefited one person on the track and one person only, and their name was Mark Anderson. Now, what did we say about Sam Kent? Well, Sam is an 8P8 at the moment. Drivers ahead of him got penalties as well. Maritab v Kent. Well, it's funny you say that, Yeast, because look at this. We're into lap 26. We're under safety car. Life finds a way. Drivers are into the pits. And just like that, this race has been turned upside down. Ricardo is leading on 10 lap old hards. Sparrow on relatively fresh hards. So is Regan. Mark on brand new hards. Keza, reasonably old hards. Maritab's come in as well. He's on a brand new set of hards. Sam, well, it's really anybody's race here at the moment. There's bound to be a few more position changes here in this topsy-turvy race. Second safety car of the day. Maritab led the way in the first one. It's going to be our Romanian stallion to lead us away in the second one. Alex Theodore had internet issues tonight and didn't kill anybody. I don't know. Maybe he did. I think he killed Chase Howard, because Chase Howard sent me an essay in DMs complaining about his race with Alex. I think people just need to understand Alex Theodore is a terrorist. Okay? He has been recruited by Al-Qaeda, you know? Anyway, safety car will go around again for one more lap. This benefits Ricardo and Keza, I suppose, and Regan, but like, it doesn't benefit the fresh runners. Edzak and Carl are both on fresh mediums. That's interesting. Edzak, who was having such a good race at one point, is now down in P10 with a penalty. What has happened there? Why are we weaving, Ricardo? We're just burning rubber for no reason. Ugh, and everyone just joins in. Right, so still not underway just yet, and we're going to be around again for another lap under this safety car. Where is Yeast and his elevator music when you need them the most? Again, this benefits Ricardo. Another lap under safety car. Verdade on Leandro. Hello, sir. Bitterbum, Johnny needs gone. He's fucking laggy like mental. Fuck him out of the league. Wow, there's a lot of fucks in that. Please make a report and we will investigate it for you. As Ivan Belov is getting horny, and we are back away under racing. Regan McKinnon making a move on Sparrow Mobby. And Maritabali and Keza now. It's going to happen. Sam Kent is waiting in the wings. Oh, nothing. Nothing comes of it, though. Sam waiting in the wings here. On a good recovery drive so far, it must be said. Andrei Feschenko, yes, you probably should get out of the way when you get a chance, please. Rob Knable, after killing Johnny Racer, well, I don't think he actually did that with the lag and everything else. He's up to P8. Back up the front, though. Oh, that's my plate. Back up the front. Sam Kent has made a move on his friend Keza. And Keza gets a 3-second time penalty. Mark Anderson now and Sparrow. Mark is going to be flying on these fresh tyres. It says they're 4 laps old, but don't be fooled. 3 of those laps are under safety car. Actually, I think all of them were under safety car. As we're entering into lap 29 of 36, Sparrow and Mark side by side into turn 1. Mark going really late in the brakes there, trying to get a better exit, or a better, well, I suppose entry. Exit out of 1, entry slash into 2. Doesn't really pan out from, and they're going to go side by side. They're run down to turn 4, and who is waiting in the wings? Mr. Maritab Ali. Maritab deciding to make his very much a right angle turn for him. That brings Sam Kent into play now, as these 4 are going to be battling now for the next few laps. Further down the field, Carl Whiteside and Keza are battling. Carl went on to the fresh mediums. Edzak and P9 also in relatively fresh mediums. But Ricardo cannot shake Regan McKinnon. Though it doesn't really matter at the moment because Regan's got a penalty. So as it stands, Maritab is going to be P2. As it stands, Sam Kent has a chance at P3. Sparrow is holding up everybody, and is Mark Anderson catching? That is the main question. It's apparently yellow flag as Andre gets another 3-second time penalty. That is the question. Is Andre catching enough? And he's not obviously with the DRS. But he's very, very close, Regan. And he's just kind of biding his time here. He's going to have fresher tyres. They're going to be about 5%, 8% even, fresher. So that is going to be worth a good bit of time. But he's not able to make any headway this time around. David Ann has left the session. And Andre, and why is Andre battling? Andre, get out of the way. Who are you battling? Why are you battling Maritab for? Leave him alone. Anyway, getting back to the Regan and Alex Carrick gets a 3-second time penalty. Getting back to the Regan and Ricardo battle, which is what's really heating up now on the track. Sparrow also staying in within DRS. Andre, you need to get out of the way, bro. You're giving people DRS or not DRS that are actually in title fights here. Watch, he's going to go a mile off the track here. He's going to Verstappen this 100%. No, he's not. Oh, he did as well. We love you, Andre. And as he just lets Keza and Luis eventually through. Right, anyway, back up the front. Sparrow, very, very close to the back of Mark Anderson. Maritab, very close as well. He's within DRS. Sam, also within DRS. So, the question begs now is where does positions 2, 3, and 4 go? That is the answer here. I think our winner has already been determined as we've got 5 laps to go. As Sparrow closing into another penalty. That's no good for them. You have to be careful not to start overdriving with these penalties as well. And Maritab closing in here. It looks like closing in on P2. Rob Knable, though, quietly is in P6. Where did that come from? Rob up and down like a yo-yo in this race. It seems like Regan's hards have just died off. They've fallen off the edge of a cliff here, and Ricardo has weathered the storm very, very well. Mark Anderson quietly sitting in P3 as Aaron Stone gets a 3-second time penalty. And having a look at the time penalties here. So even more interesting is that Mark is going to be a net P3 from what I can understand from these complicated readings. As Keza gets another 3-second time penalty. And Mark is closing. And he might fancy this here. He might fancy P2. But Maritab has also got DRS on Sparrow. And Sparrow not even... Well, is he fighting out? Are they fighting out? It's hard to say. It looks like they are giving some fight. Now, Kent and Rob Knable fighting as well. Sam looking for that P6. He wants to snag another position with Sparrow. And back up the front between Regan and Mark, them two are fighting as well. Mark wants to get a move on to not lose any positions to Maritab. That's his goal now for the rest of the race. And that's what his charge is going to be. Though Maritab is quite close to the back of Sparrow and this DRS train. He would need Sparrow to basically drop out a DRS, hold Maritab up. That's pretty much the crux of it, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Maritab's going to bet P2. And here comes Mr. Ali, looking for his next victim. He's about 2 seconds away from Mark now. He's not 2 seconds away from Mark, surely. No, he's about a second and a half away from Mark. Now, the only thing he has to contend with is if Sparrow does something mad. But I don't think he will. Sparrow's race now is with Rob Knable for P5. Actually, no, it's with Sam Kent for P6. That's exactly where I said Sam Kent would finish. And that can only be classed as a recovery drive. No doubt about it. As we go through the tricky S section in Sector 2, which is the bridge between Sector 2 and 3, it's claimed many a drivers in ERO. It's claimed many a tires too. Ed Zach with a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to be useful. Into the stadium section now. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. And speaking of the S's, what did we just say? It has claimed Alex Carrick, its latest victim. And now, here we go. Mark gaining, burning everything he's got here. He's giving it his all in the penultimate lap. He's going to get past Ricardo. And now Ricardo is going to be very vulnerable to the drivers behind, one of them being Mr. Maritab Ali. Regan McKinnon is there as well, in and about. He's got a lot of time penalties though. And Maritab almost going for the move there. Again, he takes a very strange line when he's not attacking. And now Mark has to be really careful. If he can break the DRS, he should, because otherwise he's going to be an absolutely biggest sitting duck in all of Sector 1. And I don't think he can break the DRS here. Not unless everyone behind him has a terrible, terrible Sector 3. But that ain't happening. And we enter into the final lap of the race. And I think this is all going to be for Folly. I think this is all going to be for P5 for Mark. Unless he can get the penalty removed. Now that would be interesting. Is Ricardo going to want to win this on the track? That's the question. And I can guarantee you Mark will go back and watch every one of his incidents or warnings to try and get this removed. That's what he's doing here. It's Regan now right behind everybody else. So is Sparrow. So is Maritab. Well, Sparrow's not too far off though. Rob Knable 5 seconds away. He's dropping out of the distance between himself and Sparrow. He needs to get a move on. So does Sam Kent, if they have any title aspirations. At the moment, it's a 2-horse race, though, between Maritab, between Ricardo. However, Mark Anderson's going to cross the line, barring any crazy unforeseen events. He's going to cross the line in P1. What happens after that, we don't know. But it's going to be a McLaren 1 and a Red Bull 2, 3. Dildo Stone gets another 3-second time penalty. Ricardo will provisionally win the race. Maritab Ali will finish in P2. Mark Anderson in P3. Good points haul for Red Bull this evening. Regan McKinnon in P4. Rob in P5. Sam in P6. Sparrow P7. It was quite... Well, it wasn't the most exciting of races. It wasn't a dull race. Louis Salgado with 3 seconds to boot at the end. As Alex Carrick sets the fastest lap of the race. And there you have it, folks. Round 5 of F2 is done. Hard to believe we're 5 rounds done in the season. Next week is the halfway point of the season. How is that possible? So Ricardo does win in F2 again. There will be more cries for him to be promoted. I'm sure he'll say he doesn't think he should be promoted, but this is not for me to argue with everybody about. Getting the race director for you in case you need it. Andre will do the standings because he is amazing. And that is pretty much us for tonight. Ricardo, Maritab, Mark is your podium. Regan, Rob, Sam is the next 3. Then it's Sparrow, then it's Carl, then it's Aaron, then it's Edzak. Alex Carrick and Louis Salazar will get points. Tune into F1 tomorrow evening, and if you don't see you, have a lovely weekend. Good night.